Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera. Anda sedang menonton rakaman Agenda Awani khas. Setahun sekali Agenda Awani berada di sini. Nampak pohon-pohon pokok pun putih. Kali ini salji turun dengan lebatnya berbanding sejak 3 tahun lalu sejak Astro Awani memulakan siaran di sini. Dan oleh itu, saya ingin memperkenalkan selalunya kita berjumpa orang hebat. Kali ini orang hebat jauh datang sini, bertemu sini. Sedangkan geografi kita begitu rapat dan dekat sekali. Muhammad Iman Usman. Nama ini anda perlu ingat kerana anda perlu cari pergi ke Indonesia, remaja-remaja Malaysia, jadikan ini idola anda kerana World Economic Forum WEF pun mengangkat Muhammad Iman Usman sebagai salah seorang global shapers mereka. Di WEF ada 3 program berjalan selari, Global Shapers, Young Global Leaders dan Kesawanan Sosial atau Social Enterprise. Apa Global Shapers ni? Siapa Muhammad Iman Usman? Kita ulang kembali walaupun mungkin anda tidak melihat tahun-tahun terdahulu. Kenalkan diri saudara Iman, tetapi kaitkannya dengan Global Shapers.
Okay, boleh. So thank you so much for having me here. It's really a pleasure. So my name is Iman. I'm currently 26 years old and I'm part of the Global Shapers from Jakarta Hub. So I live nearby from KL. And Global Shaper essentially is a network of young people under 30 years old. They're spread out around 700 cities, or we call it hubs, in the world. And basically, this network consists of accomplished young people. They're coming from different backgrounds. We have artists, we have athletes, we have entrepreneur, musicians, so many diverse backgrounds. And what we're hoping is that they will become, the future leader in their respective city and then make significant contribution in their own respective field. So in my own case, I'm currently running an education and technology company called Ruangguru.
Okay.
Is it Bilik Cikgu?
Yeah, Bilik Cikgu.
Bilik Cikgu probably in KL, right? It's essentially, right now, it's the largest education technology company where we build platforms and content to help students and teachers to learn more effectively and efficiently through web and mobile services.
Macam mana nak berbuat begitu? Kerana bila orang cakap education technology atau technology company, straight away people will imagine the late Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
People will imagine Bill Gates. People will imagine maybe the founder of Twitter and Facebook, Zuckerberg. So, bila Iman cakap kata syarikat sebegitu, di Asia Tenggara, di Indonesia, yang kita tahu baru-baru ini kontroversi, saya rasa Jakarta Post yang mengatakan bahawa Network for Education Watch Indonesia reveals the index of education services, perkhidmatan pendidikan di Indonesia pada tahun 2016 lebih rendah dari negara Ethiopia. Jadi berikan konteks Indonesia.
Sangatlah sedih ya mendengarkan khabar macam tu. But for me, education has always been something that is very personal for me. I come from a very conservative and modest family. I have 5 sisters, no brother. I'm the youngest in the family, but I actually the first one who graduated from college. And I've seen how basically getting higher education has significantly affected my life and also my state of being. And I feel like if everybody in Indonesia has the same opportunity, that would be so much better. So in 2014, I kind of, I've been involved in education for years, but then it comes across to my mind that if I wanted to, solve, this problem, the problem of education in Indonesia, then what would I do? Maybe I could build schools, I could build libraries, like any other, conservative approach. But then my question, how long do I need and how much resources would I need to actually get into 1 million students, for instance? And there's only one answer, which is technology, because it allows us to create a scalable solution. And that's what we're doing here in Indonesia, basically. Right now, Ruangguru has been serving over 6.5 million students. We have 52 million students. There's still a long way to go, but I think we're on the right track. And what we're hoping is that through Ruangguru, anyone in Indonesia will be able to access quality education, regardless whether they're in Jakarta or in Papua or in Nusa Tenggara, they can always access that. And then at the same time, we can always also improve the level field in the teacher's quality.
Ceritakan mekanismenya. How does it work? Do they go online? If they go online, what about the last mile connection? Even Malaysia will still have that, no broadband. And then putar
terus,
naik turun dan sebagainya. Ceritakan.
Lama buffer, what we did is that we have services that are targeted to schools and also to individuals. So for schools, we have classroom management and online exam platform that allows schools and individuals to basically do their activities digitally. But what we're doing differently is that we're trying to connect the data that are generated on those platforms to the dashboard that we provide for schools and government. So the government has a better visibility about how the kids are doing, how the schools are doing. We want the decision making in the country to become much more data driven. But on the other hand, when the students are on the platform, they always have an option to upgrade their learning resources. So we have learning video subscription. Think of it like Netflix of learning. So they can access a bunch of learning videos. We have Grab or Uber for private tutoring. So they can basically order tutor and tutor will come to their places. We have 150,000 of tutors in our network. And some other resources that we believe will help them to improve their learning.
Cool. I have to go for the first break. Saya perlu pergi rehat yang pertama. Tapi apabila kembali, kita bagus bercakap teknologi. Saya suka. Pendidikan juga dalam jiwa saya. Ibu bapa saya juga guru dulu. Tetapi nanti kita kembali di Davos ni sejuk. Tapi dalam ni panas. Kerana isunya best. Isunya tentang pendidikan. Saya nak tanya cerita insannya. Di sini Datuk Syaruhan pun bercakap tentang anak perempuan, memberikan beliau inspirasi. Orang yang disimbah asid dulu lawa, sekarang dah kena dengan kecacatan tapi jiwanya kental. Jadi saya nak tanya tentang isu insaniah, bukan isu sebenarnya, inspirasi. Bagaimana Iman yang lahir salah seorang, adik-beradik pun tak pergi college, Iman pergi college, pergi belajar tinggi tapi balik mau memberikan kembali, give back. Cerita insan ni yang waktu kecil tak cukup buku pun nak baca, bagaimana sekarang boleh ada syarikat teknologi pendidikan begitu hebat membantu Indonesia, itu kita bincangkan selepas ini. Anda masih menonton rakaman agenda AWANI yang begitu-begitu istimewa kerana setahun sekali kami akan berada di sini di Forum Ekonomi Sedunia, World Economic Forum Davos, dan salji masih lagi turun. Ini kali pertama saya di Davos yang salji yang begitu tebal. Itu rahmat kerana saya berjumpa orang hebat macam saudara Iman. Ingin saya teruskan, saudara Iman nanti Google ruangguru, anda akan kenal dengan lebih dekat lagi. Tetapi ruangguru ini membawa solusi ataupun penyelesaian teknologi kepada pendidikan. Ramai orang bercakap tentang Fourth Industrial Revolution, revolusi industri keempat, terutamanya di sini. Tetapi mereka melihat pada the disruption, gangguan hambatan. Tapi Iman menggunakannya untuk membangkitkan yang bagus. Sebelum kita pergi apa lagi potensinya, titik tolak tu. Saya suka mengetahui asal usul, inspirasi awal. Lahir dalam keluarga tidak ada abang, tidak ada adik lelaki, semuanya perempuan. Tentunya semuanya begitu prihatin pada adik lelaki tunggal mereka. Tapi itu tidak bermakna ia menyelesaikan masalah lain seperti akses pendidikan, akses pada buku-buku ilmiah ataupun tidak.
So at the time when I was 10 years old, I came from a very modest family, and I have a lot of friends in my neighborhood who couldn't basically access supplementary learning solutions. So after school, they have to work to help their parents. And at the time, what I thought was that, okay, I didn't come from a wealthy family, but I did have to work. And what can I do to help my friends? I didn't know about the term of social entrepreneurship. I didn't know about volunteering and like what it means to actually help people. So it's just, a calling for a young person who wanted to help the other friends. So I basically built libraries, start teaching younger kids at the time. And then I just, felt the happiness of doing it. So I kept doing it over and over. And then I became much more involved. I started to advocate for a lot of, child-related policies in my country. So for instance, how, the government will basically allocate some budget for children activities and all that. And then, running the non-profit. So it has been probably in my blood, I don't know, but it's just become natural for me to do something good for the community. And that lets me to basically build ruangguru after all.
Iman, semua pemimpin hebat tentunya masih ingat dengan dekat di jiwa dan fikiran mereka, sekolah mereka. Di Indonesia saya rasa dipanggil SMA, sekolah menengah atas. Jadi ceritakan tentang SMA di Kota Padang itu kerana inilah pelajar terbaik di sekolahnya dan di Sumatera Barat rasa saya. Cuba ceritakan kisah di sekolah.
So yeah, it's actually quite funny because when I was about to go to high school, I actually didn't get instantly to the school that I wanted because jadi cadangan gitu. So I didn't actually automatically get accepted. But then somebody withdraw from the program from the school, and then I got accepted. And then it became, like huge motivation for me to showcase to them that, okay, maybe I got accepted as someone who are probably like the most stupid person in the school, but then I will graduate as the best person in the school. So during my high school year in Padang, I tried to motivate myself how then I could perform, how could I basically prove to the people that, you know, my scores didn't matter, but it's after all, it's about my quality as a person and how I can basically contribute to society. And despite being in Padang, but I got so much involved in a lot of activities nationally, and also I did some exchange programs in some other countries as well, and that completely changed my perspective about how, you know, my role is in among the society. Yeah.
You know, it's easy to sanitize. You know, you only talk about it in a very macro perspective. But I'm sure when you do what you do, bila Iman buat apa yang Iman buat di SMA itu, tentu rakan-rakan, relax lah. Kalau di Malaysia lah, relax, chill lah.
Bahkan my parents said to me like, you know, just chill. Like you don't have to be like, you know, jadi anak tuh jangan pintar-pintar banget lah. So that's what they're saying, because they're afraid that, you know, I become stressed. But then I don't know. I just feel joy when I see, you know, like what I'm doing actually bring results. Either it's to me personally or also to the other people. And all the, you know, like all the exhaustion, all the, you know, the feeling of being tired and all that, it's just completely gone when I see that faces.
Kalau di Malaysia, Iman sudah masuk dalam kelompok pelajar pintar. Kita ada inisiatif khas pintar ya. Tetapi tahun 2009 ini dengan 6 lagi pemuda Indonesia Future Leaders ini, ceritakan sikit, kerana di Malaysia ada isu tentang kurangnya anak muda masuk gerakan Sasya, masuk mobilisasi persatuan dan sebagainya. Tapi Iman masuk sejak awal 2009 lagi.
Yeah, so in 2009 with some of my friends, I co-founded a non-profit organization called Indonesian Future Leaders, where the idea is that we wanted to mobilize young people in Indonesia to do social goods. So we equip them with a lot of, you know, resources and access to network that will help them to create a meaningful impact to the society. And I think that you know, at a time, you know, volunteering has never been something that is popular and something that is catchy for young people. So we tried to frame it in a more popular way, make it attractive to young people, so they wanted to involve. We don't care whether the motive is, if they want to get pictures and upload to social media and just brag about it. We don't care about it. But what we wanted in the beginning is that they involve and they understand and they get, you know, they get first-hand exposure towards the issues that we are trying to solve.
Bukan saja cukup anugerah di SMA, masuk universiti yang hebat di Indonesia, kemudian memenangi lagi mahasiswa berprestasi utama. Ketika saya jadi siswa, tidak hampir kepada itu pun. Ceritakan di universiti pula.
I did my undergrad at University of Indonesia. I did international relations in my undergrad. And then every single year, typically the Ministry of Education will select the national best student, and the selection was conducted among, you know, across all universities in Indonesia, hundreds of universities. They selected the best person in the university, and then I was lucky enough to actually at that time represent the University of Indonesia and win the national award. So I was basically on my cohort, I was the best national student at that time, and that gives me so much exposure towards, you know, a lot of people. And also it allows me as well to spread the message and also inspiration to other young people.
Modalnya berhijrah
ke
negara besar itu, Amerika,
ke New York. And then upon my completion in undergrad, I went to New York. I got a scholarship to study at Columbia University. I studied international education development, because at that time I felt like, okay, I really wanted to do more in education, and I felt like I need some more expertise, and thank God got a scholarship, and then studied and lived in the US at the time.
Iman masuk awal ya untuk menggunakan teknologi bagi menyampaikan buah fikiran. You know, to send your messages, you blog. You even got awards for blogging, for example. Can you tell how your early use of technology makes you very confident that this is the way to go for ASEAN?
So internet and technology has always been something that's very close to me. I got introduced to internet, I think, when I was in primary school. And I think, unlike many other child where they were so much into games at the time, I was so much into, you know, like, you know, the possibility of what internet could probably provide. So with the vast amount of resources, information that we could access. So I spent every single day probably 2 hours or 4 hours in front of the internet, accessing, you know, a lot of different things, speaking English to strangers. That's how I actually learned English. And then even, you know, I started blogging and then met so many people, have a pen pal, and then even when I was in junior high school, I started my first online business. So at the time there was no e-commerce, but I built an online shop which sells Harry Potter merchandise because I'm a big Harry Potter fan. And that shows, even though we were young people, but when we give an access to internet and technology, we can do so much more. Yeah.
Orang hebat sentiasa memberikan contoh Harry Potter. Dr. Afifi Al-Akiti, saya rasa anak Malaysia, anak Melayu pertama menjadi tenaga pengajar di universiti terkenal di UK. Juga memberikan saya contoh Harry Potter.
Okay.
Baguslah orang-orang hebat ni. Kita lihat yang terakhir apabila kembali, bagaimana ruangguru.com ini dibina. Kerana kadang-kadang dengar senang bina syarikat teknologi, tetapi tentunya ada pancarobanya, dan Iman dengan mudahnya boleh pergi ke Silicon Valley dan kata saya mau kerja di situ, saya mau jadi billionaire. Tapi Iman kembali ke Malaysia. That's giving back. Kembali ke akar umbi dan mahu memajukan anak bangsa. Itu kita bincangkan selepas ini. Anda masih menyaksikan rakaman hebat Agenda AWANI bersama orang hebat, bukanlah kerana agenda AWANI itu hebat, tapi orang yang ditemu buat itu hebat. One of the global shapers of World Economic Forum, very selected list of outstanding people, orang-orang yang hebat seluruh dunia. Iman, ruangguru.com, pergi Google, syarikat teknologi yang membantu perkhidmatan pendidikan di Indonesia. Tapi bagaimana bermula, dan Adamas Belva De Vera ni, masukkanlah sekali, kerana you are not alone.
Yes, definitely. So I co-founded ruangguru.com in 2014 with my best friend, Belva. Here's also another person that I really look up to so much. He graduated. He had a dual degree in Stanford Business School and Harvard Kennedy School. So very accomplished young person. And together with him, we started Ruangguru with the motive that we want to do something good. We could probably had an option to work in the States or in other countries in the world, but then we feel like the country needs us the most, and it's time for us to give back. We have been privileged enough to be educated and to be exposed with the global exposure, but it's time to give back, and that's what inspired us to start Ruangguru in the beginning. So we started with only 2 people, but right now we're leading a team of 400 people. Most of them are young people, so it's quite challenging actually to run a company with 400 young people. All of them are under 30 years old. So you can imagine. And then right now we're working with a lot of local government. We are lucky enough to get trust from the local government and the national government. We're currently working with 326 cities in Indonesia to help them to provide access to data of education. And recently we worked as well with the President Jokowi, with the President of Indonesia. He invited us to come to the palace and then meet him and then discuss about how we could actually do more. So currently we're working with some ministries as well. And beyond the K-12 setting, beyond the primary and secondary school, right now Ruangguru has also explored vocational training, corporate training, and even government training as well. So we hope with our platform, with our content, we could elevate the quality of the human beings in Indonesia.
Jadi Ruangguru ini bukannya skopnya, penglihatannya hanya pada sekolah atau universitas atau universiti. Ia tentang pembelajaran seumur hidup, kerana insan akan sentiasa perlu
lifelong learning.
Adakah itu strategi?
Selalu belajar. I believe that I'm a believer of lifelong learning. So learning doesn't stop at school. So even when you are graduating, there's always something that you learn. Even a lot of knowledge like artificial intelligence, blockchain, big data, and data science and all that. We never heard of it like 5 years ago, but this year it became a buzzword, it becomes a thing. And so there's always things to learn, and then the question is how can we provide a better access so that everybody could actually access that, so that we can minimize the gap.
Ramai orang yang mengkritik sistem pendidikan negara masing-masing. Malaysia pun gitu, di Indonesia pun ada. Tetapi Iman sekurang-kurangnya bersama ruangguru.com tidak hanya mengkritik, tetapi memberikan solusi, memberikan penyelesaian. Apa langkah seterusnya selain pada pembelajaran semua hidup? Kerana di sinilah di Davos kita bercakap tentang the fourth industrial revolution, and it disrupts everything. Dan kita semakin melihat, dan itu dinyatakan oleh Christian Lagarde dalam sidang abar pertama di WEF, walaupun ekonomi dunia nampak macam semakin kukuh menuju ke depan, tapi ada cabaran-cabarannya, dan antara cabarannya itu adalah timbulnya mereka yang tidak berjaya memahirkan diri ke arah industri 4.0 ini kerana they are being disrupted. Kalau dulunya pemandu taksi kini terus hilang kerana mereka tidak masuk ke Uber atau Grab dan sebagainya. Kalau dulunya bekerja kilang sekarang sudah robot, mereka juga hilang kerja. Jadi bagaimana peranan ruang guru untuk ke arah itu?
Yeah, I'll take one example, one very close example. A teacher, right? We're working with a lot of teachers, and a lot of teachers initially were afraid that, okay, if there's a technology that is going to replace my position as teacher. But there is a recent research. I was in an education technology conference in China previously, and there was a study that shows that basically teacher is one of the positions or roles that will, least disrupted by the technology. But what will happen is there's going to be a shift of roles. So previously, a lot of teachers are spending time for, let's say, creating content, teaching, analyzing the content and all that. But now, it's going to shift that all of these things can be done by technology, can be replaced by technology, but we expect teachers to be more involved in facilitating, in mentoring, in coaching the kids and all that. So what does it mean? I think it means that we also need to prepare the future of the future teachers or the current teachers to be able to respond to that. So if you're still, let's say, framing the teachers training program to help the teachers to create the content again, it's going to be replaced by technology anyway. But what we need to do is how do we prepare them to be able to coach the kids?
Okay. Dalam konteks itu, saya ingin terus pergi ke kita ni warga ASEAN.
Ya.
Kita masih lagi kata saya rakyat Indonesia, saya rakyat Malaysia, saya rakyat Singapura. Bilakah tiba masanya kita akan kata saya warga ASEAN dari Indonesia, saya warga ASEAN dari Malaysia? Tidakkah teknologi seperti ini bukan ruang lingkupnya bukan geografi? Siapa juga yang masuk ke dunia
borderless,
maya, boleh.
I believe that technology will bring a lot of integration, particularly among the people in the region, because it allows people to people contact, and that's I think the more meaningful thing. I mean, the people in the government, the bureaucrats can talk and can hold a meeting, but after all, it's about the people. So I think what we need to do is that how can we encourage more activities, more programs, virtually or even physically, that allows people to get to know each other and to see a lot of commonalities and minimize the gaps and the differences among each other.
Never enough time with great people. But before I let you go, I want at least 2 words of wisdom from you. Kali yang pertama, orang selalu katakan, terutama di kawasan daerah kita di Asia Tenggara, alah World Economic Forum ni orang-orang elit, the top 0.001% sahaja. Tapi di sini juga ada orang percaya iman. Di sini ada rangkaian dan Klaus Schwab mengatakan ini pertemuan untuk berfikir semua orang multi-party, multi-sector berjumpa di sini untuk menyelesaikan masalah dunia.
Yeah. Well, I believe that everybody has their own role, right? Either you're a CEO, either you're a government leaders or whatever. And we're here in the Davos. We're as an equal player, basically. So I don't feel intimidated to the fact that basically there are a lot of presidents here. But I see it as an opportunity to actually spread the cause that I'm fighting for and use that opportunity to actually bring a lot of people to collaborate together and then do something good together.
Generasi macam Iman ini adalah generasi yang memberikan harapan pada Asia untuk mengambil alih pertumbuhan dunia, ekonomi, politik, sosial. Kan? Jadi dalam konteks itu, what do you think about giving back? You touch on it a bit tadi, berikan kembali. Boleh jadi jutawan, billionaire di Amerika tapi kembali bersama rakan hebat ini, dual degree dan sebagainya. Giving back. Betapa penting itu?
One of the principles that I've always believed in is something called learn, earn, and return. So the more you learn, the more you earn, the more you have to return. And it's like a cycle because the more you return, you're going to learn again, you're going to earn more actually. So don't see giving back as something that is, doing sacrifice or just, like you're basically losing everything. Because actually when you're giving back, you're actually gaining something that you wouldn't expect and it's priceless.
Iman, anak muda Asia Tenggara saya cukup teruja. Tak boleh salam, kena high five.
Yeah, high five.
Inilah agenda AWANI. Inilah rakaman khas di Forum Ekonomi Sedunia, World Economic Forum di Davos. Dan terima kasih kepada PT-PTN yang memberikan kerjasama dan kita akan terus memastikan anda mendapat kepimpinan fikiran. Sekian, terima kasih untuk wakil kru saya. Ada kameraman Rizal, ada juga penerbit Linda dan insyaAllah kita jumpa lagi.